disguises. What the hex? What the hex? We're back again. Clicked in. Same crew, same friends. DJ Cryptomatic in the chair. Papa Boona. We on there. Hey, hey, you.
4 years, same thumbnail grin. Chat scrolls fast as the crew rolls in. Keyboard warrior in my old sweatpants. Learning all this magic from a meme and a chance. Late nights, charts bright. Post dreams on the budget life. I was lost in the sea of maybe. Found this show, not a game, don't faze me.
What the hex?
We've been here a minute. Same bad jokes, new blocks every visit.
Hey, you guys.
Yell it with the fam. Click that link, let it run, let it jam.
Hey, you. What the heck?
From the first weird stream to a Pulsechain pop in the bull run dream.
Hey, you.
We don't flex, we just press go live.
What the hex? What the hex?
We thrive. DJ cracking up at his own one-liners. Papa Boner with the chart reminders. Replay crew in the comments laughing. I was right here when that clip was captured. Timestamp, legends inside mentions. OGs teaching all the fresh extensions. From zero glue to a plan and a claim. You save my bags and you save my brain.
What the hex?
We've been here a minute. Same bad jokes, new blocks every visit.
Hey, you guys.
Yell it with the fam. Click that link, let it run, let it jam.
Hey, you.
What the heck? From the first weird stream to a Pulsechain pop in the bull run dream.
Hey, you.
We don't flex, we just press go live. What the hex? What the hex? We thrive.
Hey, you guys.
Raise your glass to the day ones, to the lurkers that never type once, to the folks who stayed when it all looked wrecked. Now they not like told you.
Hex.
4 years strong, still feels brand new. Hit play, same crazy crew. If you know, that's the set. Say it loud with the chat, don't forget.
What the heck?
We've been here a minute. Same bad jokes, new blocks every visit.
Hey, you guys.
Yell it with the fam. Click that link, let it run, let it jam.
Hey, you.
What the heck's from the first weird stream to a Pulsechain pop in the bull run dream.
Hey, you.
We don't flex, we just press go live. What the heck's? What the heck's? We thrive.
Hey, you guys. What the hex? What the hex? We What the hex? What the hex? We
All right.
Nice.
So here we are. The thegivingtree.love.
Yeah. The Huda media company is all up and running. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. At the
Yes.
bottom of the bear market.
Yes. Ideal time. Ideal time.
Maybe it's the right time to start something. Yes. Why not?
Well, for streamers, this is the perfect time to get in. And because of the cost of Pulse to get in, to graduate, we could bond those tokens to Huda. There's a tax system running. Yeah, I mean, we're all ready to roll, and the trading volume will do everything, and people can get paid immediately just by pairing with USDC. So somehow educating our community into spearheading this as to being a ecosystem that would work for streaming. And when you look at the volume of content creators out there that put in so much free time, I think this platform has a lot of opportunity. Hopefully to help everybody along the way. But I mean, it's something that it's like dissecting T-shares. The more you dive into it, the more you unfold. And I recognize that even with myself. So I feel like it's in the right place.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
No, you had a good chat last week with the Creed of Crypto guys, who I love. They're on every Wednesdays. Not my time, so I'm always replay gang because I'm in Europe. They are in the States, and they're working, I think, day job, 9 to 5ers, so they can only stream at evening time, and when it's their evening, for me it's like 2 in the morning, so I can never catch them live. I'm always on the replay, but they have also been putting in the work for 2 or 3 years. I think their channel is already running even longer. They're also on Spotify, so it was good to see you guys chatting last week on Friday. Sorry, you have to really turn the music off because I can otherwise not focus.
You can still hear it, eh?
Yes, I
Oh,
cannot listen
wow.
to what you're saying. Otherwise, this is like
Okay.
it's
It
not working
it's
for me.
it's muted. There we
Okay,
go. No
cool,
problem. I
cool.
want you to be as comfortable as possible. You're the star,
Oh no,
not
no, no,
me.
no, no. No, but that
Yeah.
was good, and I've seen you incorporated Crypto Coffee's some of his streams as well in the Pulsechain tab. So it's early beginnings, but good beginnings.
Yeah, I'm interviewing Crypto Coffee. I think it's Monday, March 2nd, I
Ah,
believe.
okay,
Yeah, I
okay.
can't remember exactly.
Yeah,
We
it
just
should
sort
be
of
March
confirmed it
2nd.
today.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and so looking forward to that. And he does have a token already. He seems to have managed it quite well. So
The top
uh,
hat. Yeah,
correct. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So I'm looking at finding out more about the foundation of that and how solid
Hmm.
it is, and maybe we can come up with more ideas. It's what I really liked about the early days of the Hex community. Nobody was trying to be the smartest guy in the room. We all kind of learned on stream, and it was kind of fun. Very exciting times, and
Yeah,
I I think as we become builders and entrepreneurs in the ecosystem instead of just holding and waiting, I think we will get all that creativity back rolling.
that's right. Yeah, no, he
I
has the top hat token, which is a pumped up tires coin. I think
yes.
I do have some of that just because it's him really. But I think it's just a meme coin. I'm not sure if there's more to it, but it has held up quite well over the last year. Hasn't dumped like crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's doing some liquidity bonding with that as well, kind
Okay.
of like how the DukeOfBooze token has been trying
Yes.
different techniques to see how it would rise and what type of bonding techniques would work. And so that can be shared with anybody that creates a token, which is sort of the idea, is the more that we get going and are using them for a purpose. I think this is a way to get our friends and family into crypto. Speaking of, I do want to start off with saying I appreciate all your hard work that you've put into the community over the years, and
Yeah.
the streaming and you're diverse, which is also so somebody doesn't like one thing, there's always something else that you have. So you're not just one dimensional at all. So I think that's so good that you've got so much content, and really appreciate all your hard work out there. I don't know how you keep going, because this is just my second stream and I was already like, how do people
Yeah.
do this all the time?
No, this is like I'm streaming sometimes 3 to 4 nights a week. Is definitely Thursdays the What the Hex show, which is really our talk show. But then on my Twitch channel, I'm usually streaming Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays, and it's a different genre of music every time because I try to tap into different audiences there on Twitch, people who are into different music, which is a gift and a curse. Like I can do it, but I would not get, let's say, all of the hip hop people tuning in, because then on a Friday all of a sudden it's country music and they're not vibing with that. So usually a DJ has just one genre and that's what he's known for and what he's famous for, and that's then easier, I think, to build an audience that comes back every week to your shows. So for me, since this is not about me really, I had the DJ fame back in the 90s in my professional career. I was a club and festival DJ for 13 years, in the years between 92 or 11 years, I should say, between 92 and 2003. Those were really my active DJ years, where I had big residencies in nightclubs. I had my own radio show on an actual terrestrial radio station. So I had all that DJ success in those years. I'm really not looking for that now. I'm really putting in, because I can still do it, even though it's that long ago. I'm just putting in that sort of talent that I have for DJing, just to promote Hex and this amazing community, as wild as Jay always likes to say. And I think the same way. It's really for the people. And I'm still vibing with Richard Hart, even through all the controversy that's out there. I want to help him promote the stuff that we have going on here, and that's really what I'm doing on Twitch. But yeah, it's a lot. It's thousands of hours at this time, and I'm doing it for 5 years just on the Twitch channel. I really started the early shows where like 9 people tuning in, and 3 of them was like my parents and my sister, so like really very, very small time. And then when you see 2 weeks ago where I now reached the Twitch partner status, which is a hard thing to get, you must have like really show consecutive growth in numbers and success. And then I also had to, there was the 3rd time I applied to get that partner status on Twitch, and over Christmas they eventually gave it to me, and now I've been twice on the front page of Twitch. And when they put you on the international front page, on the last one I had 190,000 viewers. It was an 8-hour long stream. It was always 2,000 live consecutive, but for the whole duration of the thing I had 190,000 live clicks to that show, 150,000 individual people, but some of them came back twice during the 8 hours, so that makes it the 190. And I think that is just amazing exposure for the Pulschain ecosystem, because I've got the logos everywhere, the brand marketing. I have repeating bot messages in the chat that explain a little bit or show you the links how to get started with staking Hex and Pulschain. And really that is what I'm doing. So I think 190,000 people, and you can never know who tunes into that and watches that and maybe becomes a Hexican later on. Yeah. So that's really what I'm doing there. But it's a lot of hours, yes.
Right. Well, and it's fun for you to still do, it appears. You seem to enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I love it. And it's with little to no pay, so I'm not getting paid whatsoever. Every year I have to do my tax return just on that Twitch streaming business, and it's always at a loss. In the first year alone, I had $12,000 in expenses to get that channel going. 12,000. It's a lot of money, because all my equipment broke. Like what you see here on this picture behind me, what's still original from the 90s are the Technics turntables. Like they hold, they don't break. They are like durable machines, the Technics 1210s, but everything else just broke. It couldn't last, because it was home DJ equipment, but not really for professional stage or club use, and they just wouldn't last a 4-hour, banging house set on on Twitch. Like it's dragging on the equipment. So the mixer broke down, the microphone broke down, the monitor speakers broke down, and just that. Then I had these live events where I DJ'd for Naga Bo in Las Vegas at one of the Hex conferences. And then the condition was, and I didn't ask for money to do that gig, but the condition was you need to be a licensed DJ, which I was with the German music licensing, but you also needed liability insurance to be able to play at that venue, which is another expense. So I had to get insurance. Like it really cost crazy money that first year. But yeah, as time went on, expenses got a bit less, but I'm still at a crazy net loss every month. I mean, I'm getting tips, sometimes people, if they like the music and the songs, they throw in, in the form of super chats or gifted subscriptions to the channel. So I'm making some money there, which I also have to pay tax on top. There's 20% tax in Germany, which I have to then declare at the end of the year on every bits and subs that I was getting. I have to pay taxes to the government. So it's always at a complete loss. So it's not for the fame, not for the money. It's really to help support the Pulsechain ecosystem. Yeah. Sorry, I went on a rant.
No, it's actually amazing how much money that it all costs, and this has been.
It does cost money, yeah.
And it even to be a streamer of any sort, to get going on a regular basis, to become more polished, better camera, better mic, better computer, a bit more storage. You want the green room, that's more expensive. Like everything just keeps piling up, the type of AI. And it's easy to be dropping a G note a month for a moderate stream even, and to make it back is difficult. And you think of how much free time and free work you've put in for YouTube and for X and for all these companies, and nothing. And, you get something, but many people on the starting stage get nothing.
Get nothing. Yeah, that's right.
This is why I think
really
we can develop something with crypto that could fill this void. And I think attaching your own token to a tax token, and how we've done it with Huda and Dob, could be replicated, or people could tag along. And I'm hoping that's how we could build a media type of outfit where the streamers are definitely most rewarded. Because when you look at how crypto's taken off, it's really, even early Richard Hart, it was his volume of streaming content that became what Hex is or was. And really all the pump and dumps and meme coins that have come about, you can accredit it to the streamers. And early on, the streamers didn't have the money to or the knowledge to create their own token, but now they can.
That's right. Yeah. Actually, can you get rid of this duck thing here? Because that's blocking like the lower third of our show here.
I don't understand.
Because that's just
I don't know how to remove
we're not doing
it.
Promo for StreamYard here.
I hope not, but I wish I knew how to remove it.
You can't. There is no X or nothing where you can take that off. You should be, because that's really showing on stream and on also on your website, and it shouldn't really.
Oh, there we go.
There
Thanks.
Yeah,
that's why you're here.
You're getting the hang of it.
Oh man, I look at the early streams, and I wanted to reminisce a little bit with you, because we used to just dive into about 4 or 5 streams sometimes, and honestly, like I said, we were learning so much about crypto and how to DeFi, and this is really what's made our community far advanced over others. And again, this is where we could excel based on our knowledge over top of the crypto. And the early years, like watching Kinetics and all you guys, and Wake Up, was it
Wake
called?
Up HEX? That was
Wake
the
Up
first
HEX.
show I was involved in, yes.
I think it was 10 a.m. Eastern, if I'm not mistaken. And
Correct,
it was like clockwork, and it was a lot of fun.
Twice a week. It's Tuesday and Thursday. So
Tuesdays and Thursdays, right. So what's happened? Why, like, there's still so much to learn. Like, literally that one stream got as much volume, like none of those early streamers, even Hexo, we don't see him often. And there's very few from the early days left, Balliot is gone, Motley, Knights, that whole group is other than just a few. And so you find there's still just as much to talk about. What's happened to these people? Where have they gone?
Well, you must ask them. I don't know. It's
you must have come close to wanting to leave it. Like, you've been doing it just as long. So I mean, the SEC must have had something to do with it, some of the reach, correct?
That yes, there was at the time when this, that's probably what it is, because for the most part, because there was this chilling effect really by the SEC, and that was in the winter of 2022 when they started their inquiry rounds, and I was on that list as well. There were a list of 50 personalities that were active on Twitter, on the X, that had close contact with Richard Hart, and I had DMs with Richard too over the years, because I'm here since day one, and we had numerous exchanges, and I met him in person. So I have gotten to know, which is maybe luck for me, but I've gotten to know a different Richard Hart than many of the people who joined the community later. He was like really approachable and you could talk to him. But in return, and so were Hexo and Crypto Coffee and all these people as well, I would guess. I don't know any details, but everybody on that list was then in fact subpoenaed by the SEC, and they couldn't get to me because I'm in Germany. And I guess even though I was on that list of people that they wanted to talk to, it never came to me, but surely it came to all the others who were just American citizens. And then I guess Twitter had to give up their personal names and details and addresses if they were connected, with their actual email, with their account, or actual names and addresses. And that's how these subpoenas got around. And then I can imagine that people said, hey, we're just doing this for fun. We're not even getting paid. We are, just trying to support and help. And now we got all this legal trouble. We have to lawyer up. And I guess that was probably a big issue for many of the streamers. And literally with that moment, that all quieted down. I mean, Hexo, he literally posted that he is not allowed by his lawyers to stream, and I'm sure so were many of the others too. So I guess that's where that is. The other thing that I guess plays, I'm still hearing music. Is that you or is that me?
Oh, if you've got my site open, there's music. You might want to mute if you've got the if you got the Giving Tree open, it's got the radio plays right away.
Yeah, but doesn't it stream on the page that you show to the right? Doesn't it?
Yeah, but I have it muted.
You have it completely off?
Yeah,
because I still hear muted. Corey, an investor, rapping in the background. Sorry, really? This totally throws me off.
Everything is muted. And I'm sharing.
Just checking all my tabs, but it's not. No, I have.
Oh, maybe it's playing on the page that I'm on.
Yes.
Oh. How would I do that? If I muted, I wouldn't be able to hear you. So what can I do? Stop sharing that page, I guess.
Well, if you stop the radio player on that page, then...
Oh, yeah, I could do that.
That should do it too.
I could do that. Thanks.
Yeah.
No, it is stopped. It's not running.
Yeah, but now it's gone too. Now it's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's gone. Where was I? Oh, yeah, the streaming. And the other thing that RG3 once said is, how effective are we with everything really? Because he was doing the Pulsechain tour. He was really pushing, traveling all around the world, promoting Hex and Pulschain, these meeting rooms. And I was at one of their events when they came to Munich, Germany, which was really a professional setup, but had only, 10, 20 people in the end in attendance. I think in other European cities was a bit more, but it was really, really slow. And at the time, he really pushed for Discourse Syndicate to be the main Hex and Pulschain outlet. And he once said, how effective are we really with this when the price is just doing nothing but going down and going down and going down? So I think it's a combination of these two things. It's more exciting to stream about all of this when the prices are going up, and then also the legal troubles with the SEC. I think those two are the reasons why that all has quietened down a bit and has stopped. Yeah.
Well, when I look at something with crypto, like you can say that Bitcoin is trying to be somewhat of a store of value, and Ethereum was sort of a utility, a coin where lots of innovation was going on. And then we had a lot of copies from there on in. It seems like having a store of value that is fluctuating so much in price is not that attractive to that many people when it's not just price go up, obviously. So I think we could say that that's an area of weakness of crypto altogether. So the more utility tokens or coins that we create, then this will fill that void a lot better as people are. That's what's going on right now. There's more and more builders and designers that don't need they can go to work with their business idea without having to pay a fortune for a coder and get things rolling. So we are definitely at a area of, it reminds me similar to when the .coms was all in the guys that could build the websites were the ones making all the money, but nobody was getting traffic there and nobody knew how to get people to even go to do stuff. And then we started having paid sites and pirated sites and streaming music site. So I believe we're in the exact same situation right now where the things that are going to come out of this bear market, sure, everything might momentarily, but the next level and the ongoing run is going to be utility tokens. And this is why I'm eager to get as much utility tokens built on Pulsechain, hoping something grabs and takes off, because it is a copy of Ethereum. It does seem to have an SEC seal of approval. So to me, I feel there's even more to go for, because Pulsechain is much grander than HEX is at this stage of evolution in crypto. Would you agree with that?
I do, and I like utility tokens. And I was never a fan of this whole meme coin thing, with the Dogecoin and all this other stuff. Even though that has its place too, and NFTs and that craze that came with the Bored Apes that came to crypto, which is really art. It's electric art, and I think that has its place too. It's just not what I'm personally drawn to it. I'm more into utility and things that do something that can potentially be later on find some adaptation with real life issues or needs or concerns, and build that bridge between crypto and day to day. In the beginning, in the ICO craze of 2017, I was really enjoying that phase of the market because there were so many good ideas that actually came out. I remember the XYO token. I don't know if you're familiar with them. They had this idea that because the GPS system that we all have in our cars and ships and planes around the world, apparently that can be easily spoofed. That you just, I don't know, you can fiddle with the mechanics and the satellites and whatnot, and then you can display a location on Earth where it's actually not. And they thought that going forward, delivery, like Amazon package deliveries with drones, will become a thing in the future, and you need trustless proof that the package has actually been delivered at the right place at a certain time. And blockchain would be the ideal way of trustlessly proving these kind of transaction, and also location confirmation, basically. So they went on a crusade to build, with a bunch of Raspberry Pi computers and satellite connectivity all around the world. This was like a tribal movement similar to what the Hexicans and Pulsechain is. It was XYO in those early years of 2017, 2018. But then business caught up with them. They didn't know, that's always the thing. You can have this great, grandiose idea, but if you at the same time don't know how to run a business, and then over leverage, then you have overhead, and then at the same time the market went down into an absolute catastrophic bear market, and that crushed that whole initiative. But the idea was great, and I think is very valid. So it's that kind of stuff. Real estate agents is another thing where they need to confirm location around the world. And, you know, it's these kind of things that get me really, really excited, like real world
For
adoption.
sure.
More so
Contracts
than any
on,
memes.
contracts on NFTs and having something access no matter where you go around the world. You no longer need a filing cabinet. Like we're talking, it's got so much use case. Like you and I can see that. That's why we're hanging around. And are we on the best alternative chain? Absolutely. Like I don't even understand why it's a debate. And you see people that just recently, I don't want to slag any other chain, but the bunch of people left, and there was another chain that everybody ran to, and it had downtime already.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah, just today Solana is down again. Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't the one I was referring to, but yeah, I mean, and so you think to yourself, how good is this? And no matter what people are knocking Hex or Pulschain, the system keeps running, and that's one of the greatest attractions. And again, like I said, the SEC. I want to take a little spin around. You mentioned Discourse Syndicate.
Yes.
Because really, in a weird way, part of the Pulsechain streaming thing that I want to do has some similarities to what I remember what Discourse Syndicate was doing with other streamers to, hey, let's unify a group. Let's find you all under one banner so it's easy to find and not search. Because as you, even in business, if everybody's running independent, it's better if we somehow find some sort of cohesion to grow together. And let the strongest sort of carry the weakest a little bit. And so tell me a little bit of how Discourse was trying to run the organization, and what are some things I should look into adopting or maybe staying away from?
Well, it's it's a bit controversial, the topic, but
okay. Then if it's something you don't want to talk about, I don't want to go.
It is. I just have to choose my words carefully because I don't want to tread on
nothing personal about, because every business has it gets yanked and a guy has an opinion or so. So I'm not interested so much in that, but just sort of, hey, where did the dynamics sort of fail or work more so as a group, not so much as to somebody's maybe being too powerful or trying to be.
It was always about. This was all in 21 really, where I only started streaming in January 21. In the summer of 21, RG3 and Kinetics, they had this big idea of, hey, let's really push this. Let's get all the big streamers, and they had about 20 of us. Let's get them all to Discourse Syndicate. Still, keep your personal brand alive. Don't give up your personal brand, but you should dedicate one stream a week towards the Discourse Syndicate network being on the on that channel, basically, right? And so that's also how we then started. And our show, the Wake Up Hex show, was anyway a Discourse Syndicate show, so that was easy. But then, for example, my DJ streams, I dedicated the Sunday DJ show. And I actually streamed the Sunday, not on my channel anymore, but I streamed it on the Twitch side of Discourse Syndicate. Because music you cannot do on YouTube because of all the copyright problems. That would not fly. You have to be on Twitch if you want to really do anything with music, because they have the agreements with the record companies, and you can, because I'm playing Michael Jackson and Madonna, so you can't do that on YouTube, but on Twitch that's very possible. And so that's how that happened. But then and they also had this idea, which is something that, if I'm understanding it correctly, that the captain RG3 is actually picking up again now. He's building, where he is in Southern California, he's building out an actual podcasting or streaming studio in a warehouse. And that is an idea that they already had back then, because he's in California and he wanted kind of like Dollar Cost Crypto did that in Las Vegas, I think, like a professional, just a warehouse, but inside they make it like a really nice studio with all the audio and visual equipment. And I think he is following up again on that idea and building that now, but not just for Pulschain streamers. I think the business idea is that he also wants to rent it out to just anyone who's doing podcasts, and on an hourly base, you can rent that studio. So that's a business idea. That's what SJ has shared. That's what I gathered. I hope that he is kind of fulfilling this dream that he had back in 21. So that was a part of that system. But then, this crazy bull run with the 10,000X happened, and the Highest of Stakes movie came about, which RG3 was very much involved in as an executive producer. And then sadly, the focus for what he was he wanted Discourse Syndicate to be the go-to, everyone that wants to come into this community or even advertise towards this community had to go through Discourse Syndicate, because we were sort of the gatekeepers of the streaming for this community. And that was a good idea. I thought at the time we were all involved with it, from Papa B to the Hex Joker, and then, everybody at the time, the Australians who were streaming. So we were all down with that, but the focus then got lost and other interests played more an important role. And as a German, when American people do that, we call this hire and fire in Germany. So something is very hot right now, and we're all excited and enthusiastic about it. And 2 months down the line, it's no longer, and something else is the main agenda. And that's kind of what happens. So in a very American way, and us Germans, we are not like that. Like when we say, this is what we do, and this is what we're building, and this is mapped out, and then we work on that for a year or 2 years or however long it takes to accomplish that task. But Americans, I'm sorry, that's just a European observation of how American business is being done. It can be very much hire and fire, and out with the old, in with the new, very fast. And that was also a bit of a culture shock for me at the time. But that's what happened. So other things became more important and were in the forefront. And then that's how that idea basically was lost. But if he would have stuck to that, and I think, stuck with the original idea and this dream and the plan that he had, I think that would have been an amazing thing. And would still be strong today. But it's not. And now there's not even a effing hangout on Fridays anymore. So I hope this will all come back. And maybe with the building out of his studio, I hope that's what he's really doing. And then maybe in a month or two, we have the effing hangout again, which is just such a staple of this community. It saddens me to no longer have that show, because that was really where everybody, community members, you didn't have to be a streamer, you could join in on that show. The link would be, the StreamYard would be public, and that was a great way to involve the community with everything that's going on. People could ask questions or also share their concerns. Very heated debate at times, but that's also entertainment, and people can learn from that. And yeah, I hope that all comes back. But right now it seems we've hit such a low point in terms of sentiment and price, and it's just very hard right now to get people excited again about it all. But maybe your new approach here can help with that, and maybe that's another fresh beginning. Well, that's how I see it, at least.
One of the things that I think that we should be focusing on is to be unified. So part of me believes, and I could be wrong, is that we should be all getting behind Pulsechain and everything else should be secondary. And this is why the create a pump.tires token, guaranteed to lock up. I think Dob now has probably 270 million Pulse locked into liquidity, and that can't be just yanked out or pulled out. It has to be bought and sold. So these are showing commitment. Like, I know a lot of people are knocking these people that put in the time and effort to create these tokens, but they're coming up with new ideas of marketing and bonding and trying many different techniques. So there's so much going on in that area. And I believe that so much has been shunned and people are afraid that everybody's pumping and dumping, that we're missing good quality projects that are being built.
Yeah.
And I think that are underperforming for what they do. I don't want to get into the names of many. I'm going to do that in the future more and more. But I believe there's a lot of tokens that I know since Pump.tires have started that have outperformed Pulsechain, HEX, PulseX, INC by 10 or 20x. And and yet we're chasing the popular ones by questionable popular people on X, and somehow they get the credibility, and those tokens are basically created just to pump and dump. And so like you're called What the Hex, I see the backbone of it, but do you see us pushing Pulsechain more as a community, being more of an asset and actually the store of value, and the other things come later, like as a group to get people on board, tell them, hey, this is a city or a community or a state that has its own currency. It allows you to move wherever you want. And if you look at everything as a digital online business, you're renting real estate or you're owning real estate on some place that you can go global with. Like, am I the only one or one of the few that sees the magnitude of this?
No, it took me a long time to actually get there too, because I was very much Richard Hart maximalist, and in the beginning, and he always said, you know, we don't need other tokens. We have everything here. Kind of like Pulsechain was just built for Hex. So I was on that train for a very long time. And I think I can see now other utility. Just yesterday, we had Hex Jeter on the show who, didn't launch his own token for that project, but he just built out of enthusiasm an OTC marketplace, you know, with a co-developer and a bunch of AI tools. But he just has this idea, and he is looking for a pain and a need, something that we need to grow, and then he just gets to it. I think where I would draw the line with these, as you said, the popular figures or the loud ones, is I would really look there. For me, it's always a matter of respect. I don't vibe with people who shit on Richard Hart like that. That is one where I'm not following. And secondly, the core coins are still what built this whole community and built everything that we do here. So there has to be respect for Richard Hart and for Hex and Pulschain and PulseX. You can be critical, like we criticize, as has become a meme almost every week, that why don't we still have no limit order functionality on PulseX. So it's not that we are not critical too, but we will always respect the foundation. And I think people who look at it in that same spirit, then that is fine with me. And I appreciate everyone that brings additional utility that is not covered by the Richard Hart coins, brings that to the table so that we can be the city going forward that can grow. And I think the fundamentals here with the trustlessness and that we are not censored by government, just the structure of the validators alone, that it's really worldwide. I'm running 5 validators over here. Like everybody around the globe can spin up their own validators for actually very little cost right now with the low price of Pulsechain, of the main token. That is a big thing where other chains can't really compete. And that's truly decentralized in my opinion. So there is a lot of value if you're thinking about government censorship, and this doesn't necessarily has to be about, avoiding tax or doing something malicious. It's just freedom. It's a bit of a an ethos, a bit of a freedom fight there. But I think that has privacy as well. It has a lot of advantages, and we can, display all of these fundamentals easy on Pulsechain. And I don't think Solana, which, can be switched off every now and then, the centralized exchanges where you may get your funds back or they will just block your account. There's always some shenanigans going on, and I don't think on Pulsechain that could happen as easy, if I'm making sense. So that is really like the value that I see here.
Pulsechain is the largest chain not on a DEX, correct?
Yeah, we're not on. I don't think we're maybe
on a centralized exchange. Sorry,
Bush. Centralized exchange. There's maybe 2 or 3, but not really
nothing of the volume or population.
Nothing like a Binance or a Bitfinex or something like that. Yeah, no, we're not, and we still move in millions of dollars every day.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so this is where I started looking at, like, all of a sudden when I was early in at HEX, like yourself, and I looked at HEX as a token, a store of value. I believed a lot of like the whole thing about crypto, but I don't see crypto at that stage at what I thought back in 2020. I don't think it's there yet to meet a lot of this. And this is where the utility idea keeps coming back and utilizing it, just like websites getting used and emails being used. And somehow we keep getting more and more use case and involved with all these individuals to tokenize things. And we talk about tokenizing stock market, tokenizing gold, and
now.
Yeah. So one of the things I see is as people creating their own token, they can actually create their own, like a publicly traded fund. Like they get to pair the liquidity with whatever asset they want. And this is something that's never been available in history before. And really, Pulsechain and the community is the most educated to provide this information and data to even the Trumps and these big wigs around the world. So literally, if we stop bashing our chain and actually building up, hey, there's so much to offer, but when you come in our spaces and some of you get what I mean? I don't want to, there's the professionalism just dives down.
It's not professional.
No, not at all. Not at all. I was listening to the Wolf's channel, St. Wolf's channel yesterday, and and one of the guys on the show said you should come on to one of our spaces.
Yes,
and he said every time I go in there, you're always fighting.
You're always fighting.
And,
yes.
Yeah,
I watched that too. Yeah. But St. Wolf is amazing. He's a big streamer and he has a lot of info to share, and he does that in his very own way, but he has thousands of viewers, so it's big. But he's very, very right that's also, I'm not a spaces guy. You never see me on the spaces. That's just not my arena. Also, that I feel you can't have a conversation. It's always then one guy talks and does a 5-minute solo, and then it's the next person. Like, that's not a conversation. And I like conversation where you can pinpoint things and exchange. So that's not really my arena whatsoever. No.
So it's not my arena when it comes to a lot of, but I gotta say it was in March I started entering the spaces because I needed to learn more about coding. I needed to learn more about tax tokens and creating token, and that information wasn't being available by streamers. It was available through spaces. Right. And there's a guy named Execute. He was a person that spent time, and we were able to chat and talk and learn a lot. And on his space, there was loads of stuff I learned that was able to, utilize. And so I still see a use case for it, because yes, if you do want to ask something and go in there, it's fantastic. But there's a lot of pumping of chess going on and who's the smartest guy on the room. Yeah. And that part, I got to say, is the part I don't like. And I'm not sure where this alpha trait has become so dominant with a group of people that if I met them on the street, they were the least person I'd ever think was alpha.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either. It's not how I click or what I do. It's like really, really bizarre. But it's the thing for a lot of people, this alpha and bravado and yeah.
The outrage marketing didn't like any of that really, but I see its place, and I'm not gonna, I'm not a marketer genius. Like, look at my account. I've been around since 2020, and I don't have 1,000 followers. So,
but it's probably coming from that era too, because when you see him on this Fresh and Fit podcast that he was on in Miami, that, for example, would something that I would never watch like in my life, but it's such a popular, because they're all about that bravado and talking bad about women and the red pill and all of that stuff, and and Richard, for him to be on that part, so it must be it's one of the most popular shows in the US, so a lot of people feel attracted to that kind of way and life. And I don't know, for me, an alpha male is more somebody that provides and protects his family, and so if that is the the definition of an alpha male, I'm the proudest alpha male walking this planet. But what I also heard, and there was a lady once on a stream said that an alpha male is someone who can protect my honor in a bar fight. And then I listened to it, I was like, man, your honor in a bar fight, it should be your job that your man does not get into a bar fight over some bullshit. Because what happens if he gets into a bar fight and then, God forbid, something happens, a guy falls down, and is injured or dies, and then you catch a charge, and then you're locked up in prison. Then you will leave. You lost your job because of the charge, and then that woman whose honor you were protecting, that will leave your ass. And then what? So if that's the definition of an alpha, then I'm the proudest beta male walking this planet. Because that's just stupid. And I think that's what people I guess get confused there. Yeah, but I don't know. Different topic. But
I think there's some truth to it. Like, I grew up being ultra alpha, we'll call it. I mean, I've been in probably 40 street fights. So that's not a few, a lot.
Well, I worked for 11 years in nightclubs. I had to break up fights all the time. So I've been around that.
And I bounced as well. So I was a bouncer as well. So you get the idea that, and you don't have to be the biggest guy in the room, and you don't have to use violence at all. And I know myself, if I could never get in another fight again, that would be just glory, because the reliving and the trauma I have from all the fights I've been in. I don't watch UFC and any of that because I relive a lot of this stuff. And I've, been the victor in all my scraps, so that doesn't matter is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, and it should not be that glorified, right?
No, there's nothing great about winning a fight, at all. If you've hurt somebody severely, it doesn't feel good. It haunts you for a long time. So this, and then the threats people do online. I've been with people, and I've people have horsed around. I don't want to, but. And I've seen situations of things that make you think twice, that people are trying to see how much more dangerous they can be as a form of alpha as well. Like, oh, if you pull this out, I'll use this. The weapons get bigger and bigger, or all of a sudden somebody's got an army and we're back to war again. This kind of scrapping's not needed in crypto. And I found early on there was so much of that because of the Bitcoin rhetoric and all that. But now everybody seems to be hurt, and the Ethereum people aren't happy. The Solana aren't happy. So really, if something comes up down the middle here, this could really be an opportune time for a chain to actually flourish like crazy, because people would flock to a green candle, especially if there's innovation and real utility tokens being built.
Absolutely. And I was hoping we would be that shining city on the hill, like the only thing that's really performing during the last bear market. But no, we went down together with everything else. Maybe when crypto is going through, I don't think it will drop much lower than it is now, but it could go through a very long sideways period. And maybe that is the next opportunity for us to pump and stand out and shine. And I'm hoping that is on the horizon. I wouldn't know. I'm selling hopium here, but that is like what I'm looking for these next 2 years. And Richard is still there. Like the level of threats that he is getting as well, I get a sense in his comments when he's posting, the heat has increased severely over the last 2-3 months. People must really have over leveraged, which everybody always said is not the thing to do. And this should be extra money. It should not be what you need for your day to day. But people didn't listen, and they took loans and credits and mortgaged the houses. And I think these are the people that are hurting and then can only, voice or their frustration in this form of threats against him. He's not the one selling. Yes, we all have opinions about what he could be doing differently, but it's still him, and he's very strategic, and I believe he knows what he's doing. So maybe, today just alone, if you watch his tweets, he is absolutely on a roll. He was going against Mitch McConnell earlier on in a tweet, and like he's out there. I think he's working to the capability that with his lawyers that he is allowed to and able to. And it's this last hurdle with the Finland situation. And I hope that's being worked on in the background. And, once that is out the way, I think we will see a more active Richard. Also, people shitting on this tablet initiative, which is absolutely crazy to me. Like, can't you guys be glad that
there's
somebody's actually doing something and trying something? And that costs money. Like, he's spending on really brand marketing.
Millions.
Yes, and does Cardano have such an initiative or anyone else?
No,
XRP? No. So, but people always just find ways to be negative, and that's a bit frustrating when you are like more a positive person like us to, cut through the noise and stay the course. And it's sad that Hex Siren, was this big story this past week or the past few days where she put out that she's basically given up and she's probably still holding on to her coins. Maybe it was just for engagement, I don't know, but that was
pretty, Grace?
Grace, yes, and that was pretty big, and
it made a lot of news. Yes,
made a lot of news, like hundreds of thousands of views there. And yeah, I don't know, it's I'm not like that. I still see I don't see the path where we're going here.
Right. I like the honesty because I like to see it, but as you're an investor, I'm not quite sure I understand the process of it. Like, is that something to talk in a back room? Is X the back room for you?
It's not helping. Yeah.
Yeah. Does somebody need to be called out sometimes on a public platform? Absolutely. I'm not gonna, and again, I just want to remind myself all the time is before I get too critical, and I do at times and get loose-lipped, it happens, or if I'm upset, things happen. But McDonald's is a pretty successful franchise, and I know they close lots of stores because they don't perform well. So, to think that you always know what you're doing, and it's not like they're constantly changing everything they do. They go, hey, we've got this brand, the way we do it, it works 80% of the time or whatever. We get the numbers we want. This is something that it's easy to criticize, but honestly, this is a hardcore asset he's putting in people's hands. Whether I think it works or not is irrelevant. It's a distribution. I have no idea which meme catches or which person this goes in their hands and they buy $1 million worth of Pulsechain. Like, it just takes one person. It's very quick to criticize. Now, there's been a lot of coins that have popped up, and I want to run through a couple of them that, from the past, and I see some are still surviving. Like Pulse Doji coin was the first to sort of give us a healthy airdrop, similar time Hedron and those ones came out and they were all, but Pulse Doji had that sort of a louder promoter in Gunther at the time. It reminds me a little bit of the P-Tiger sort of situation going, but this was more interesting because it was V3. We were on Uniswap, and these tokens, did you get involved in any of them? And when you look at ones that criticize, like Gifford Tech came afterwards, I just realized on a stream one time that they had closed the project down, but no announcement. And this was from people I thought was, different than Gunther, will say. So to me, I was like, the whole way a lot of these great experiments started, nothing taking away from them, but it seems like people are ashamed so much when they fail, and there's not enough honesty and sincerity, because we are just trying, are we not?
No, I did not get involved with that simply because I don't like Gunther. Like, I never liked how he acted.
Kept your distance.
On social media. There's a few people that I just don't vibe with, and he's definitely one of them. And he had multiple attempts to come back and create different projects, which all ended up being, this problem. Is this taken away from the core situation, or is this adding to the chain? That was always what was there very difficult. A project I was involved or friends with was Pulse Doge, which similar name, but was, with this big dog at the NFTs that they did.
That was Hilarski in them? Was that?
No. That was that was pushed by Trevon James at the beginning. He was a big proponent. It was the Pulse Doge coin, PLD. So I was friends with those guys because I thought that's very funny, and they didn't try to be smarter than anyone else, and they had also the respect level for Richard Hart. It was basically the dog was a parody of Richard. He had the chain on and the similar beard, and was also sitting on that throne. So it was all in fun, and that as a meme coin, I like that one. But the Gunther thing and with the mining and all that, no, I was not really feeling that. Yeah. I actually did streams for Pulse Doge when they had like a 1-year anniversary and that sort of thing. So that's maybe an altcoin project that I was a little bit involved, but with a lot of disclaimers each time. Yeah.
So you've dipped your toe in a few of them then?
Well, yes, but not that I would
more utility.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. Texan Token, was one with Crypto Heartbeat and Rags to Riches. That is one that I like, but it's about more the people than the project. 9-inch, Hexy Bastard when he started his decks. Gerardo with Mintra, that was one. Liquid Loans as well. So I was in like these major sacrifices at the beginning. I was pretty much
Oh,
Power
so you.
City. I was in all of them. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
see, I didn't get in any other sacrifices. I only did
I
the.
was no. I was there
Yeah.
because I wanted to support stuff being built on Pulsechain. That
Right.
was the ethos. But at the same time, I was never public about that because I'm Hex only. So what I do in secret, I might be in different altcoins and projects, but my public DJ Cryptomatic persona only exists to promote Hex. No other thing. So I always kept
Okay.
a very strict separation there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I basically I wasn't even going to sacrifice for Pulse X. I sacrificed
Just for
quite well
Pulse.
for Pulse
Yeah.
Chain, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
I decided, oh, what the heck, I would sacrifice for
Yeah.
Pulse X. I had a stake come due at the time, and I put that money into it. And
Yeah.
but
No, I sacrificed for almost every project. Pulse Hotlist, Carpe Diem, which is like a pension scheme token, like a bunch of things. But again, that was, Hex was worth so much in 2021. And I was getting all that Hex back from my staking that it was really nothing for me to, throw $1,000 here and 2,000 towards liquid loans
right,
or whatever. It was very easy, and it didn't hurt my Hex holdings because I wasn't going all crazy. It was little amounts here and there, but the
no, and
focus was always on Hex. And in hindsight, none of them have worked. Not a single one has performed or has done me anything. So it was a
that's sad.
straight loss. All of that sacrifice.
And when you looked at your stakes, you probably go, oh, I got another stake. And if we just maintain this price or even half this price, I could still take this out, let alone minus 90, minus 90, minus 90, and on it goes.
No,
I didn't realize minus 90 could happen so many times. It just depends on where you bought the dip.
I saw this coming though, and I was always on camera saying this when we dropped from 10-cent hex price in May, the famous midish May of 22, when then where Pulsechain was supposed to launch and then didn't launch for another year, and that's when we dropped from 10 cents. It was very much holding this level up until then, and I said, oh my god, this will take forever to recover from that drop. And boy, was I right. We still haven't recovered, and it's now 4 years in. So I've seen this coming. You must have really conviction and balls of steel to sit this through, and not everybody has, as we can see in recent.
No, there were signs. I made a comment. I think it was Hextronaut posted something, and I said we were at around 3 cents at that time, and I said we're probably going to fall to 0.004. We're not creating any more shrimps on these lower stakers. There's no new ones coming in, so I don't see how. And at that point, I did a little bit of pivot, but now looking back, I go, why didn't I listen to myself? There was I could have pivoted, and I, the writing on the wall was there. There was enough evidence to show even at that point in time. And plus we had broken the dollar amount in Hex and divided into 3 tokens. Yeah, 3 more tokens. We actually had 4 there for a while. Now, when you look at people hoarding ink as a core token, do you find that odd, or do you find this like just another meme?
I don't do that. I have some ink, but nothing crazy. I don't know. I don't really have.
I feel I'm something I sell when I'm farming, and I'm like confused as to the goal there, but.
Incentive token is it's really there to dump in a way, because you provided the liquidity, and that is your reward, and to offset your cost, you would just sell the incentive token and keep your LP position. So that's never something that struck me as this will be the one that will moon one day and that you must have a big bag of or whatever. I don't know. I'm no, I don't follow. But there are like the ink maxis and ink believers and many, projects in the community. Fast Abdul, the ink printer and all kinds of things that, help with accumulating more ink token. I could be wrong there, but that never struck me personally as the thing that you.
It sounds interesting, though. I'm
told,
interested in learning more, but
I'm more in Pulse X, to be honest, because that is like with the buy and burn and deflationary, and it gets scarce over time if there's a lot of usage and burning going on. So I can more see that side of an appealing, thought. But with ink, I don't know. Liquid loans as well. That was one, all these things. We were on the sacrifices again. I wanted to support the builders at the time, and it was literally at no expense to me because the HEX I sacrificed, I made that back from my staking ladders and my T-shirt. So that was really just fine for me to donate towards these projects a little bit. And because, Mintra was this NFT marketplace. Why not have an NFT marketplace on the chain? We need that. At the time, NFTs were big. And same with liquid loans. We must have a lending protocol. My critique with liquid loans would just be what I understand, and I poked the founders about it, but never got a proper answer, is, that was a sacrifice to the tune of $50 million, and they didn't take any tokens at the time. It was USDC only, so you literally had to liquidate whatever you wanted to sacrifice and then give them to them. So they got the $50 million. Not the case with 9inch or Mintra. They took HEX, and when that then went down, so did the value of their sacrifice. So when people say they got 10 millions or whatever, maybe not, maybe they didn't sell, and so that sack bag went down in value along with everything else, but not with liquid loans. So they really got those funds. And what I don't understand is that they are not using that pot to provide liquidity for the stablecoin. They don't have to provide liquidity for the loan token if that is not really popular, nobody using it. But we must have a decentralized stablecoin on Pulsechain, and I thought they would use that treasure from the sacrifice to provide sufficient liquidity, like 10 million, 15 against the USDL pair, so that big whales can actually use that to get in and out and do their trading. And that is something that is missing, like a Pulsechain native stablecoin, and that was there. And that's what I thought we were all sacrificing for as well, not just the loan protocol, but also the funding, the treasury of that stablecoin. But they're not doing that. So the stablecoin has, I don't know, 200K liquidity or something silly, like nothing crazy, and the loan token apparently $5,000 or something. So it's really not that thick over there. So this is always what I don't understand, why they are acting like that. I don't know if you are familiar with that.
I am a little. I mean,
story or.
Yeah, I mean, I follow everything, but I'm more been in the background with everything over the years, and tried not to get involved in politics too much with any of the projects. But I just have, over the years, I've learned to ride my instinct. So if I don't vibe with somebody, it doesn't mean it just means I just sort of keep my distance, and maybe we'll vibe later. But at this point in time, if I'm not vibing with somebody, I just don't even pursue. And I don't have a fear of missing out. I've reached a point in my life where I've find there's opportunities just continuously come. So you just gotta keep your mind open. And I know when you're sitting in negative and going in that spiral, it's not healthy. And that's why on X I try to promote clear your mind. Create. That's you can't be good at anything you do. You're gonna. I mean, being good. Let me put it this way: if you want to enjoy the journey in everything you do, everything, even during this crypto downturn, you want to keep having fun and enjoying yourself. And And that's an attraction in itself. And if people are having fun, and I honestly think that was the big attraction of Hex, is we were having fun. And even when we were just modestly going up, even before it started getting chaotic, and we were having a lot of fun. And I look at early days of the first Freddie, on the spot, I get horrible at names, so please help me out. But Freddie quotes yeah. His first song, and I remember the other one from Corey and Investor. Those two yeah. created the first two songs that yeah. I remember that I hadn't played songs like that since I was a teenager, where I
the Hexagon anthem.
yeah, just over and over again. And I thought this was the greatest thing ever, and shared it with people and did all that. And now we have so much great music coming out on a regular basis, and it barely gets a share. And the What the Hex song that you had, that one version a few weeks back, I mean, it was fire. Everybody loved it.
Checks my pulse. He's actually watching my pulse. He is in the chat. I see him. Checks my pulse. He did that song for us and worked on the lyrics. It's an AI song, with Suno. And I actually spent an hour with him the other week, and he showed me his library and how he's working that, and that got me inspired actually to try that out a little bit myself. And I had a bit of a back and forth with Hexalina on.
I threw one in too with you guys.
Yeah, you did a remix of that, and actually I think I got the hang of it. So now I have made, I took bits of the lyrics, changed it around a bit, but I made my own remixes of that song. So one that I played yesterday is now like a proper R&B version. I have a country version. I have a reggae version of that song, and we have still his original. So, as the What the Heck show goes on, I will flip these around and use a different one for each intro. And that's pretty cool. And I know last week you were kind of low-key shitting a little bit with the Creed of Crypto on AI music. There were some snarky comments there. I don't know, I'm quite impressed in the way how this works. I don't know if I can I share my screen? I just wanted to
go right
show
ahead.
you a thing that I was working on. Let me see if I can share that, and if people then can also listen it. Share audio. I think it should share. Can you pull that up?
I don't see it on my screen.
I'm sharing. It's like another participant to the show, so you would have to click on
it should pop up, but I don't
at the
see
bottom.
It. Oh, there it is. Okay. There, I see it.
There it is.
A little blind.
So that's my Suno, and I from what I was talking with Checks My Pulse, because he's like really into this, and he's a musician, and he's also using the paid for version, which gives you better quality in music, and I'm just here on the free on the pleb version of it. But I saw another streamer on YouTube, and he's a music producer, and what he did was songs that he produced was R&B songs back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and he loaded his like very early unfinished songs, loaded them up into Suno to get them remixed by the AI, add lyrics to it, and then what comes out of that totally blew him away, and he shared that on stream with everybody. So I was kind of doing the same thing here, and this is a song. I don't know. Let me just run that if you can hear it.
Right.
Do you hear that?
Yeah.
That is playing? Okay.
It's playing.
So that is a song that I did in 1996 on my very first Windows computer. It was in Fast Tracker, which is a simple, like a sample tracker, and it's like an 8-track song. It's in stereo, but it's very basic. It has like a drum beat and a bass line and some piano chords that I played, and I loaded this up into Suno and then let it remix, and it's amazing what comes out of that. Let me just play a few more seconds of this. So again, I made this in my kid's bedroom in the mid 90s on Windows 95.
Fun.
It also has that looped high-pitched synthesizer in the back. Gives you that dusty space feeling.
You played the keyboards yourself, correct?
Yes, I did everything myself on there, and then I loaded this up on Suno, and this is what it came back with. Crazy.
These type of beats are really nice for me in the background. I enjoy them in my house.
Yeah. So you see, there's the piano sample, but he makes it with a saxophone.
Oh, good. I play keyboards too, so I'm gonna horse around. I have a MIDI machine from
and he kept.
I was wondering about that because I can put.
He
It's
kept
good.
a bit
I like
off the drum section. And this fully mastered, and I think that's just amazing. So when you hear your own creations that I have probably listened to 300 times over the years, because I'm always going back to that song, and then to hear that, and that was populated it took 4 minutes, and it's fully mastered. It's everything crazy. And then the next step, this was when I did that with Hexalina on the X. I said, okay, let's take this song and just put some weird cheesy lyrics to it by a female singer, you know, talking about Hex and Richard Hart. And this is then that song that I posted on the X, which you also then remixed with this jazzy hip hop. So let's check this. So it's still the same bass line, you can hear that. And the drum pattern again with the it's always at the end of the 4 chords.
They say a fool and his money are soon parted.
Lyrics, the vocals are crazy.
But darling, I'm not quite so faint-hearted.
This is so good.
I heard about a fella, a digital king, making all the bells in your heart just ring.
Such a difference.
Yeah.
Richard, what have you done? The hex is on and the bulls are running. My coins are stacking, my interest accruing. This digital romance, it's truly brewing.
And this is just, I find that amazing. So I'm not shitting on that at all. I find it actually very scary that how good this is, especially the vocals. And yeah, Checks My Pulse here is talking about version 6. This is done on version 4.5, which is the free, and they have, you know, version 5, version 6 coming, which you have to pay for, but the quality is even more flabbergasting. So this is wild where this is going. Yeah, I don't know what your take is on that with artists. And, you know, when we spoke last time in the green room, you said that live music going forward, I think, will be much more sought after by people because they are sick of this AI stuff, and that they were looking for actual musicians. The more we see of this kind of thing.
Absolutely. Like, going out is going to be like, it's just a cycle that's normal. Like, when I was younger, bands made good money. They play, you know, and we followed bands around and when they played. And I know, as an example, in 1980, a band came to play in a smaller community I lived in, and they were paid $5,500 to play that week in 1980. 82, I think it was. And literally, before COVID had happened, bands can't even get 5 days a week at a club anymore. Like, it just doesn't exist. And they might get 500 for a night, or, now finally they're back to getting 1,500 or 1,000 for all the setup and takedown with a crew of 5. It's not that much money. And it's just such a pity, right? And so that was the other thing is I just realized that because of digital music, and there is a vibration. It's just like I'm a visual artist, so I know some artists will make copies of their work, and for me, a copy just lacks some of the vibration. And this is a bunch of hoodoo crap, if you want to believe it or not. But there's an essence that we give off, and original art gives that off. So if the digital music is done in a manner like the piece where you're playing the piano and so much is constructed and AI comes in to help that out, it will still have that soul and that vibration to give it off, to actually have some lasting ability. Right.
What we saw was based off my original sample, so that's kind of an evolution of that song, which that's even, for me, as I did that, is even crazier. You can, because you relate to your own stuff much more
for sure
personal than an outside person just listening. And because I know every note and every chord and
you're waiting for it
every second in a song, exactly. And then to see what the AI does with that, something that I created, is crazy.
And with digital music, you're going to run into a situation where it won't always have that soul or vibration, but it'll be really good for a hit. So you play it 10, 20 times, grab your attention, but it's not something that's going to stay. You're going to pick up that classic album 10, 20 years later. It doesn't really happen. Now, there's, like I said, there's always an example. I thought that Chex My Pulse song that he did for you, that's definitely a keeper. Joe Hexotic did that one it's just Naga Bow. There's not much to it, but it's a catchy tune, and Corey Investor's first few songs, I think there's a couple of good ones from Black Crypto. They're going to be around for a while.
Yeah, they're all loaded up in your radio player there on
they are,
the Giving Tree.love.
I got a chance to listen to, and I tell people, like, they should come and go to the website, spend some time and listen to some of that stuff from those old classics, and spend some time on the website. You see things that you want me to tweak or change, please let me know. And I want to make it as hospitable as possible. It is my club online, and that's the goal, is to have live performances and raise enough money so I can pay a performer $500 or $1,000 to perform live, and they'll bring their audience. And lately I've been speaking to some people that do some gardening work as well, so it's like, hey, let's get your channel on here and let's talk. And maybe they should create a token and bond with us, so we could be bringing newcomers. So I'm hoping I can work at all that, but how it unfolds, how to communicate with people, how to be understood. This is all new language, new words for so much of what's going on. TradFi, the word, now that's being used for everything, not just traditional finance. The word trad something is everything now. It's
trad music, yes.
Trad music, yes. Everything is trad now before digital, right? Yeah.
It's funny, but it's also great to see that the world is evolving. Then now that in my timeline, when I go on X, it's all about these AI bots and Mac Minis and setup, which I really have not gotten my head around. Is that just, again, another hype phase at the moment? Do they provide actual utility? I see the scammers are making use of it, looking for, that was in the news, looking for exploits in smart contracts. So that is, of course, everything that comes to code. I think that's a good utility for these AI bots, but that's maybe not the direction we want this to go. So it's, again, another turning point in the evolution, as you said last week on your conversation with the guys. It's we're probably making a big evolutionary step at the moment when it comes to tech and how we evolve as a society.
Yeah, I think we can work cooperatively so well because of AI that we don't have to give, like early, some of my business partner situation, because I don't have an engineer type of a mind. I'm more of the art abstract guy. And I've
Yeah.
always needed that engineer guy, that coder and stuff. And honestly, now my designs can go straight to code by AI. My designs can go straight to music. This is just pretty cool time for designers and idea people to just have fun and not getting yelled at, because AI is a lot more patient than somebody that has to be super anal at their work.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. What's going on with what the hex next week? You have who's on your show?
We're doing 2 shows next week. We're on Thursday and on Saturday, because on Thursday we have Brandon from Rex to Riches. He has and former Texan Token co-founder.
Yeah.
But he has this aggregator, kind of like similar to Piteos. He runs one that is called Switch.win. First started on Ethereum, but now he bridged that over to Pulsechain. And there, the special functionality of that one is that when you are trading in and out of a tax token, it adjusts automatically the slippage to the extent that the trade is actually successful, which, for example, with PulseX is not always the case. So sometimes you might have trouble actually getting the coin that you want. If it's a tax token. And Switch.win has some cool features to accommodate that and work around that. So he has bridged that over to Pulsechain. People can use it now, Switch.win, but also now last week he has released a integration kit to that, so people can actually incorporate that into their websites, is my understanding. So I'm curious to hear more about that. So it's another guy that is constantly building, on the chain and coming up with new ideas and concepts. And then on Saturday, we are actually also streaming with the Creed of Crypto guys. They're coming on our show. So, What the Hex and the Creed of Crypto are I think at the moment, sadly, it's not a thing to be proud of, but sadly the only 2 shows that have an actual weekly schedule. Everyone else is like every other week or on different days, but like it's the 2 shows that are still running for all these years. And so we finally get together on the Saturday evening around this time, and we'll have a chat about Pulsechain and what they're up to and current sentiment. So it will be a busy streaming week coming up. Yeah,
there are some new new streamers out there as well. I can't remember. There was a fella that seems to I forgot his name, and Khaled Crypto I think is doing stuff. What can you tell me about Khaled?
Khaled, I don't know. The week after we are streaming, that's 5th of March with Hex Stake Play. That's the guy who was streaming with A Wild SJ a couple of days ago. He has a gaming channel. That's such a low-hanging fruit to be a gamer streamer, really. I don't understand why we don't have more people like that. And same way as I can, fit in the Hex branding with my music shows. Surely there is an easy way to incorporate that with a gaming stream. And that is the craze. And on Twitch, on YouTube, people watch gaming streams like there's no tomorrow. So we should really have more gamers, in the community who stream and push the branding. And he's doing that. Hex Stake Play is his name. So we just want to introduce him to the community. So it's a new channel that is starting. We have him on the week after. Yeah, that's 5th of March.
I think Trevon is one of the only ones I think I know that plays a game while he's
There
watching.
have been a few. There has been Bearded Aussie is one.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember him. He was on the FN Hangout a few times, and he streams games on Twitch. All kinds, from ego shooters to just truck driving games, so like all sorts. And he's Canadian, but he never really caught on. So it's not that many viewers that he has. Trevon James was doing Fortnite, and Gerardo as well from Mintra. He was doing Fortnite. David Feeder, of all people, he's also streaming games. So there have been a few attempts, but the Hex Joker back in the day, he was streaming Fortnite. So there have been a few, but nobody really consistent and dedicated with it. And I think that is what's missing here.
No, this is not the same, but I was thinking of building an asteroids game. I don't know if you're familiar with asteroids
Nice.
on
Yeah,
the
of course.
website.
I grew up on that, of course.
That was the basic that everybody learned to get good at, shooting this little
70s
triangle.
Baby, so. I'm a 70s baby. Of course I know asteroids. I'm old.
Yeah, that's a exciting game. It's funny how that spent hours on that when it was out. I remember.
Actually, you might remember the Vectrex home gaming console. That was
this wasn't
Nintendo.
home. This is I never got into the home. This is all the arcade times.
No, but that was for at home with like a funny. It wasn't a laser beam, but it was some weird. It says the Vectrex is what it's called, and that was the first asteroids that you could actually have at home.
Okay.
With like weird blue lined graphic, like very very basic, and they are now actually coming out with a remake of the Vectrex. Vectrex Mini is what they call it currently in beta testing. And they're actually coming back with that. So asteroids will be a thing again.
I guess it would be. Yeah, I mean,
retro
my early gaming.
That's what if I was streaming, I would stream retro games. I would like stream old Commodore 64 or Amiga games. And
the Atari days.
The Atari days, exactly.
That's probably beginning and end of my gaming. I never went beyond a line and a dot, really.
Nice.
I should get into graphics, but probably keep me there even longer. Fortunately, it was nice chatting with you. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
Oh, there's many things, but I think we've covered so much. Let's not bore the people to death.
No.
Let's wrap this up. We got actually a bunch of people watching. It's 60 on my end live. And there's a bunch more on YouTube.
Maybe 4 or 5 on my end.
It's early beginnings, but it can only.
I'm in no rush. I realize the downfall of getting too popular, too fast,
too quick.
Yeah,
we can only grow from here. No, I appreciate what you're building out, and I just hope it catches on. And as soon as you have some more things ready there, let's just share it out and get everybody to tweet and stream about it, and then
I think
we can
the more the more I stream and the more I'll know what to do, and even how to stream and share it. All that takes a lot of work.
It's a process.
Yeah. Is there a song you'd like to hear on the way out?
On the way out, let's play Pulsechain Gang. Can you bring that up from?
Oh, I don't know.
Black Casey Crypto. It's in the.
Let me see.
The radio player.
Let me see if I can find it. And it's called, what is it?
Pulsechain Gang, I think is what it's
Pulsechain
called.
Gang.
It's a smacker. It's a smash hit from Black Casey.
I had a heck of a time loading some of the songs, as you can imagine, because they're movies, and then I had to convert them.
Well, I told you before, like if you want them all MP3.
No, I didn't want you to work. I told you that.
Give me more time.
Yeah, no, I honestly.
I could do it.
Yeah. I felt bad that you had to do so much as it is. And that's why I'm telling everybody that, hey, I don't want anybody to do anything special for me. Let's just see how we can do this as serendipitously and as with no strain possible. I've always gotten what I've wanted, and I've always pushed hard, and I hated it. So I'm into like pussyfooting around and being, because I'm that bull in the china shop is my natural state and it's not necessary. So I
No,
always need
that's
somebody to reel me back at times.
re back
Unfortunately, I've
in.
always had a good spouse that's kept me in line.
No, that's all good. But you got with this now a good library there of Hex music from the past couple of years. So if you guys want to listen to most of the Hex songs, they're in this radio player here on thegivingtree.love.
Absolutely. Okay, I'll unmute the site.
Yeah, let's see if that plays. It's probably the one song that doesn't play. But
Oh
this
no,
is
I went
live,
through
you
it
guys.
all.
That's not it, but that's also a good song. That's from Pulse Lord.
Oh, my vision's not as good as
Or
I
maybe it
hoped.
was just the one. No, that's not it. No, that's Pulchain.
That's Pulse Lord, you're right.
Yeah, that's Pulse Lord. Yeah, I can't see that from here. It's too small for me.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Cool song too. What happened to Pulse Lord? Is he still around? He was
You
also
know,
one of
I
the
couldn't think of who that
first
was.
musicians.
Yeah.
He's OG.
Let me see your hex flags from Black Crypto.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. You just passed it. Yeah, Pulschain Gang. 3 up. 3, 4 up.
Boy, you're
One
good.
more. There it is.
You can see better than me.
That's the song.
And I got my contacts in.
There it is.
Okay, so I'll pull us down.
Yes.
We'll leave this up. Can we converse down below without being on the show, or do we have to wait till the show expires so that I can talk to you briefly? Or
Yeah, we have to wait. Yeah.
okay,
But you can bring us down. See you guys.
Pulsechain gang, we done changed the whole game. If you got a pulse, I know you heard of Pulsechain. New to the game, few things to explain. If you heard of ETH, basically they the same, but with much lower fees, talking handful of change. ERC's got keys in your name, it's a copy waiting for you and it's easy to claim. And they got a coin, you can get some for free if your ETH in your pocket, not locked on exchange. Yeah, I know it's strange, kinda crazy, deranged when your bite-sized investment making outsized gains. Long story longer, try and play the long game. Jump up on a post train, don't get left in the rain. They say it's gameplay and it's a sacrifice. Some people say it's suspect, but I ain't thinking twice. You only get one chance like this in your life. But remember, I'm a rapper, this not financial advice. Me and my little boo thing be on the same thing. We be cleaning up with posts, I guess we in a chain gang. Reppin' sacrifice set, screaming gang, gang, gang. Pulsechain gang, we done changed the whole game. Me and my little boo thing be on the same thing. We be cleaning up with posts, I guess we in a chain gang. Reppin' sacrifice set, screaming gang, gang, gang. Pulsechain gang, we done changed the whole game.
Outro.